Hey guys, welcome to Digit.in, and yes, we received a brand new contender in the budget segment in the form of the Redmi Note 5 Pro, priced at 13,999 rupees for the 4GB RAM and 64GB variant. But is this the true budget king? Well, we are going to pit it against the Xiaomi Mi A1, Xiaomi's own Android One device, and of course the Honor 9i. We've also thrown in the Moto X4 and the Redmi Note 5 as well, which launched alongside the Note 5 Pro, to see which one of these devices emerges as the best. So without any further ado, here's our comparison. A slight inconvenience we had with the Redmi Note 4 was with its width. It was harder to reach the other side of the display. With the Redmi Note 5 Pro, Xiaomi has somewhat addressed the width issue by making the display thinner. The new 18:9 aspect ratio makes it easier to reach the other end, but the taller profile now makes it hard to reach the top. It's still quite ergonomic though, but you will find your palms sliding up and down the phone to navigate it properly. Having said that, the new aspect ratio is not new anymore in 2018. It just brings the Redmi Note 5 Pro at par with the competition. While most of its current competition now features full metal unibody or even premium looking glass back, the Note 5 Pro sticks to the tried and tested build it had last year. Hence, the new Note phones still don't get a full metal unibody design, which in 2018 seems like an oversight from the company, since the phone has specs which punch way above its price bracket. Amongst the small selection of phones we have here today, the Moto X4 with its glass back is the best looking device of them all. The Honor 9i feels quite premium as well. The Xiaomi Mi A1 also has an advantage over the Note 5 Pro as it offers a metal unibody. On the flip side, the Note 5 Pro with its plastic inserts is less susceptible to inferior call receptions. All in all, we think the Redmi Note 5 Pro is not the best looking device, even though the build quality is satisfactory. We are not going to talk much about the Redmi Note 5 since it pretty much keeps last year's design intact but with a Univision display. Well, now coming to the display, there is no denying the fact that the LTPS IPS LCD display used by the Moto X4 is superior compared to the others. That said, according to our test, the next best display out of these phones is the Honor 9i's. Both of them offer a more accurate color reproduction, which is succeeded by the slightly warmer display on the Xiaomi Redmi Note 5 Pro. Hence, the Note 5 Pro is not the best display we have seen in recent times, but unless you have a trained eye, you won't spot the difference. The Xiaomi Redmi Note 5 and the Mi A1 come at 4th and 5th positions respectively and look almost similar in terms of brightness and color fidelity. All 5 phones have LCD panels and offer good viewing angles. Coming to the UI, our biggest complaint with the Note 5 Pro is that it comes with Android Nougat out of the box. Most of its competitors now offer Android 8.0 Oreo or are slated for the Oreo update. That said, it is debatable whether a new Android version could bring any functional or visual changes to whatever MIUI version it gets layered under. So we at Digit actually prefer a stock Android-like experience, so we are inclined to go towards the Mi A1 or the Moto X4. However, MIUI isn't really that bad. I mean, it has evolved quite a bit, and if you're someone that likes any other user interface, even the one offered on Huawei, well then good for you. Xiaomi's MIUI and Honor's EMUI look different from one another but do a pretty good job of mixing Android interface with added tweaks, animations, and sprinkle it with added services and apps. So all in all, the MIUI 9 we get on the Redmi Note 5 Pro is good and particularly has more affinity towards better battery life. If we take into account Xiaomi's track record for future updates, we can agree that the device will update to the newer Android versions and will get the essential security and MIUI updates in the coming days. Speaking of performance, the Mi A1 and the Redmi Note 5 are using the popular Snapdragon 625 from Qualcomm. The Honor 9i is powered by Huawei's own Kirin 659 SoC. Motorola offers the Snapdragon 630 on the Moto X4, and the Redmi Note 5 Pro is the first phone in the world to be powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 636 SoC. This new octa-core chip with its Cryo 260 CPU cores is a beast. Powered by this chip, the Redmi Note 5 Pro broke every performance record we had in the sub 15K price bracket. Coupled with 4GB LPDDR-X RAM, the phone just zooms past any other device in its price category and even above. That snappy performance is reflected in synthetic benchmarks like Antutu. Qualcomm claims that the Snapdragon 636 is almost 40% faster than the Snapdragon 630. However, going by the Antutu scores we have, the difference is around 26%, which is not exactly as claimed, but still a significant improvement. Coming to the battery life, now the best part is that the chip is made on a 14 nanometer manufacturing process, hence it is quite power efficient, and combined with MIUI's battery optimizations, we get another phone from Xiaomi which goes on for 2 days without a charge. We have used the Redmi Note 5 Pro as a daily driver and it can outmatch the Mi A1, the Honor 9i and the Moto X4 quite easily. Its only competition is the Redmi Note 5 with respect to battery life. Heavy to medium users can look at around 10 hours of gaming time or about 12 to 14 hours of video streaming time at best on the Redmi Note 5 Pro. Normal to light users for whom making calls is a priority can easily use the device for more than a day without a charge. Now, the smartphone does support Qualcomm's quick charging, but Xiaomi does not provide a fast charger in the box, which is a bummer. Now, coming to the camera, the Redmi Note 5 Pro turns out to have a better camera than its predecessor. The images we took on the phone during the day in ample lighting conditions look quite good. There are plenty of details and dynamic range is also quite good. However, the color reproduction is not perfect as Xiaomi's camera algorithm has a tendency of making things a slightly warmer in some situations. That said, the images do look pleasing, and unless you are a purist for color tones, you will be very happy with the results. In comparison, the Moto X4 and the Honor 9i do a commendable job but ultimately lose because of inferior dynamic range and details. The Mi A1 does put up a good effort, but among this bunch comes dead last. Equipped with the latest 12 megapixel rear shooter, even the Redmi Note 5 can match up to the Mi A1 in some conditions. The Redmi Note 5 Pro widens the gap with low light camera performance, which again offers better details and dynamic range. The color reproduction is also better compared to any other phone we have in this comparison. There is some noise under very low light condition, but Xiaomi's new camera algorithm intelligently keeps it to a minimum. The dual camera on the rear also allows the phone to take portrait shots. However, that is nothing new and almost all phones in the sub 20K smartphone segment offer this feature. The Redmi Note 5 Pro, however, moves past the competition, offering better background separation, which is on par with some of the flagship class devices available today. Now, the Redmi Note 5 Pro isn't perfect, but it has 3 things going for it. It has a great camera, it has great battery life, and it has fantastic performance. In fact, the chipset is the first in the world and it's launching in India. But the device isn't perfect. We have a few qualms with the design and the build perhaps, and also the fact that it doesn't run on Android 8.0 Oreo out of the box. However, overall as a package deal, as a budget device, the Redmi Note 5 Pro does set the precedent for other smartphones that are going to launch in this price segment. Thank you for tuning in. As always, if you like this video, you can hit the like button, and for more videos like this one, you can subscribe to our channel.